Hey everyone, welcome to the Stuffology Show, where we dig into the wild stories that make you question everything. If you're loving these conspiratorial deep dives, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss a single episode. Today, we're diving headfirst into the Roswell incident of 1947, the granddaddy of UFO conspiracies. We're talking crashed alien spacecraft, shadowy government cover-ups, in a tiny New Mexico town that's been screaming, "We're not alone," ever since. Buckle up, put on your tinfoil hat, and let's get into it. Picture this. It's July 1947, and out in the dusty nowhere of Roswell, New Mexico, a rancher named Mac Brazel is riding across his land after a wicked thunderstorm. He finds something bizarre, scattered debris that looks like it fell from the stars. This isn't just junk. We're talking lightweight, metallic stuff, shiny like nothing on Earth, with weird symbols etched into it. Some pieces were so tough you couldn't dent them with a sledgehammer, yet they weighed next to nothing. Brazel grabs a handful and shows it to his neighbors, who are like, "What in the actual galaxy is this?" The rumor mill in Roswell starts churning. Alien ship? Secret military tech? Something's up, and it's not just the desert heat. Brazel hauls this strange loot to the local sheriff, who passes it to the Roswell Army Airfield, home to the 509th Bombardment Group, the guys who dropped the atomic bombs. Serious players. On July 8th, the base's PR guy, Walter Oat, drops a bombshell press release. They've recovered a flying disc. The Roswell Daily Record goes nuts with the headline: RAF captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region. For one glorious day, it's like the world's been handed proof that ET's been joyriding over New Mexico. People are buzzing, newspapers are selling out, and Roswell's on the map. Then poof, the story changes. The Army's like, "Whoops, our bad. It's just a weather balloon." They cart the debris to Fort Worth, Texas, parade some sad-looking tinfoil and rubber in front of reporters, and say, "Nothing to see here, folks." The public buys it, mostly, and the story dies. Or does it? That quick flip from flying disc to weather balloon smells like a cover-up to anyone with a nose for conspiracy. Why the rush to shut it down? Why did the military swoop in so fast? And why did some witnesses swear the debris they saw wasn't the junk shown in those photos? Now, let's talk context, because this wasn't just some random Tuesday in 1947. The world was UFO crazy. Weeks earlier, a pilot named Kenneth Arnold saw 9 shiny objects zipping past Mount Rainier, moving like saucers skipping on water. That's where we get the term flying saucer. The papers were already hyped, and people were seeing weird stuff in the skies everywhere. Roswell wasn't a one-off. It was the spark that lit a bonfire of speculation. And that debris? Witnesses like Brazel's son and local firefighters described it as unearthly, materials that could crumple and spring back to shape, or beams with hieroglyph-like markings. Try explaining that with a weather balloon. The official story says this was part of Project Mogul, a top-secret program to spy on Soviet nuclear tests using high-altitude balloons with fancy sensors. Sure, that checks out on paper. Classified tech could explain the secrecy. But here's where it gets juicy. Some folks at the base, like Major Jesse Marcel, who handled the debris, later said it wasn't any balloon. Marcel, a straight-shooting military man, swore to his family he saw something alien. And he wasn't alone. Locals started whispering about military trucks hauling away a massive, saucer-shaped craft under tarps in the dead of night. Others claimed they saw bodies, small, humanoid figures with big heads, pulled from the wreckage. Coincidence? Or are we talking men in black-level cover-up? By the late 1970s, the Roswell incident roared back to life. UFO researchers like Stanton Friedman tracked down witnesses who hadn't spoken in decades. Suddenly, you've got dozens of people, military guys, townsfolk, even a nurse who allegedly saw alien autopsies, saying the government hid the truth. Books like the Roswell incident hit shelves, and the story exploded. Roswell became ground zero for UFO believers, a symbol of government lies and cosmic secrets. The skeptics, though, point out that memories fade and stories grow taller over time. Project Mogul's balloons were real, and the Cold War made the military paranoid about leaks. But when you've got colonels and cops swearing they saw alien tech, it's hard to just shrug and move on. Fast forward to the 1990s, and Roswell's a full-blown phenomenon. The Air Force, feeling the heat, releases 2 reports admitting Project Mogul was the culprit but denying any aliens. They even said those alien bodies were probably crash test dummies from later military experiments. Dummies? In 1947? The timeline doesn't add up, and conspiracy folks aren't buying it. Meanwhile, Roswell's leaning hard into its fame. The town's got a UFO museum, alien-themed diners, and an annual festival that draws thousands of tinfoil hat enthusiasts. It's like Area 51's quirky cousin, but with better merch. What keeps this story alive is the witnesses. Take Glenn Dennis, a mortician who claimed he got calls from the base asking about child-sized caskets and how to preserve bodies without embalming. Creepy, right? Or Major Marcel's son, who said his dad showed him debris that wasn't from this planet. These aren't randos. They're people with reputations, risking ridicule to tell their stories. On the flip side, skeptics argue human memory is shaky, especially after 30 years. The UFO craze of the 70s could have colored those recollections, turning mundane debris into alien artifacts. And let's be real, a small town like Roswell wouldn't mind the tourist bucks from a good mystery. Still, there's something about that initial flying disc press release that feels too bold to be a mistake. Why say saucer if you're just going to retract it? Was it a slip? Or did someone high up want to test the waters before the clampdown? And those hieroglyphs on the debris. Some say they looked like symbols from an alien language. Others say they were just tape patterns from a balloon's radar target. The truth's murky, but when you've got a government with a history of secrecy, think MK Ultra or Tuskegee, it's not a stretch to wonder what else they're hiding. Roswell's legacy isn't just about what crashed that day. It's about how it changed the way we think about the universe. Before 1947, aliens were sci-fi pulp, not front-page news. Roswell made UFOs a cultural obsession, spawning movies, books, and endless debates. It gave us the archetype of the government cover-up, where suits and dark glasses whisk away the truth. Shows like The X-Files owe their vibe to Roswell's shadow. Even today, when a Navy pilot reports a UAP, Roswell's the reference point. The moment we all started wondering, what if? The town itself is a living monument to the incident. The International UFO Museum and Research Center pulls in visitors from across the globe, with exhibits on witness testimonies and grainy photos of supposed saucer parts. Roswell's economy thrives on alien kitsch, from greenskin bobbleheads to, I believe, bumper stickers. But it's more than tourism. For believers, Roswell's a rallying cry, proof the government's keeping us in the dark. For skeptics, it's a case study in how myths are born, how a balloon, some tall tales, and Cold War paranoia can snowball into a legend. What's the truth? Was it a balloon, like the Air Force says, or a craft from Zeta Reticuli? The evidence leans toward Project Mogul. Declassified documents and balloon tech match the timeline. But those early witness accounts, the speed of the military's response, and that bizarre press release keep the tinfoil hats spinning. Maybe the real story's in the middle. A secret project so weird it got mistaken for something cosmic. Or maybe, just maybe, we've been visited and Roswell's the smoking gun. Either way, this little desert town keeps us looking up, wondering what's out there.